Ready, set, Zo. New York City's new mayor, Zohran Mamdani, doubling down on what he calls a democratic socialist agenda, and he's wasting no time. Just hours after taking office, Mamdani signed a flurry of executive orders, and today he signed another order creating a new Office of Mass Engagement, whatever that means. Let's go to correspondent CB Cotton in New York City with the details. CB?
Hey, Guy. Well, Zohran Mamdani came onto the political scene with democratic socialist policy ideas, things like free buses, free child care. It earned him more than 1 million votes in the general election, and now as mayor, he's trying to make sure that his reach with New Yorkers does not let up. As you mentioned, signing an executive order today, creating the Office of Mass Engagement, and he picked a fellow democratic socialist to lead up the new effort. But today, Mamdani is also addressing criticism for one of his executive orders that has revoked every executive order signed by his predecessor, former Mayor Eric Adams, after Adams was indicted on federal corruption charges. That indictment was later dropped by the Trump administration's DOJ, and Mamdani is framing the move as a necessary reset to win back a skeptical city. But among the Adams-era orders that Mamdani has rescinded are ones that were seen as support for Israel and Jewish New Yorkers, including one that adopted a broad definition of anti-Semitism. Mamdani is insisting today, though, that his administration is still committed to protecting Jewish New Yorkers.
The Office of Mass Engagement. Now, that sounds to me like he wanted to create some sort of department where they're going to be all up in the business of every New York citizen. I don't know if that's a good thing, but that's what it sounds like, mass engagement.
Will also be marked by a city government that will be relentless in its efforts to combat hate and division. And we will showcase that by fighting hate across the city.
Meanwhile, the National Jewish Advocacy Center is demanding answers after it says 2 posts on the official New York City mayoral X account appear to have been deleted after the new mayor took over. The group says the post discussed the previous administration's efforts to combat anti-Semitism. A Mamdani spokesperson has not responded to our repeated requests for comment, but this spokesperson did insist to the New York Post that the deleted social media posts are simply being archived. Guy.
All right, CB, thank you very much for that report. Well, Mamdani's supporters, and there's a lot of them, they're getting their first taste of what his leadership might look like in that city. A lot of them showed up for a disastrous block party, as it was billed, with no food, which is a familiar sight, unfortunately, under communism, and no bathrooms. One attendee told the New York Post, quote, "It's not exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting food and music." Another said, quote, "I could have watched this from home." With that, let's bring in John Ashbrook, co-host of the Ruthless Variety Program, a great podcast. And
no bathrooms or food at Mamdani's block party. Oh, that's freaking hilarious. I was surprised. I was shocked. This is hilarious. All these idiots that thought it was going to be a good idea bringing him in. I mean, he's still in the beginning, okay? It's January. We haven't gotten far. Maybe there's some type of hope that it'll do something for New Yorkers, but we'll see how many of them actually leave the damn city.
Molly Hemingway, editor-in-chief of The Federalist and a Fox News contributor. Happy New Year. Great to see you both.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, Molly, I want to start with you and this soundbite, which was from the inaugural address, the speech given from Mamdani. A lot of people noticed it immediately. He calls his brand of politics democratic socialism. A lot of people heard something more sinister than that right here.
We will draw this city closer together. We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism. If our campaign demonstrated that the people of New York yearn for solidarity, then let this government foster it. Because no matter what you eat, how you pray, or where you come from, the words that most define us are the two we all share: New Yorkers.
Molly, the warmth of collectivism, and it's sort of this utopian sounding sentiment, but we've seen coercive collectivism through history resulting in untold human suffering.
Yeah, you have to have had a very poor education in the history of collectivism to think that warmth is anything associated with it. When we look at collectivist societies that oppose rugged individualism, by the way, rugged individualism is what built this country and is what has made this country so great in so many ways. But collectivism, is associated with not having heat in the winters and not having any food to keep you warm. And to have him talk about it as if it's a positive thing is really disturbing. In our country, I think we view society as something where individuals owe a debt to society. We want to be good law-abiding citizens. The vision that he's painting is of a society that owes individuals certain things, and this is what we've seen in former communist countries, and has not worked out well for any of them.
No, and certainly not for the people. Worked out pretty well for a lot of the elites for a while, which is another feature of communism. But it's just interesting, he's very much embracing what he calls the warmth of collectivism, rejecting the frigidity of rugged individualism upon which the country was built. And then, John, his supporters show up for what they're told was a block party, and it's freezing, and there's no food, and they can't even find a toilet. That seems kind of like an appropriate little segue into this administration.
No, it's exactly right. I mean, it's what people will get with a guy like him. Molly is exactly right. Individualism is what built this country. And when he starts talking about the warmth of collectivism, what that warmth is going to come from is him basically taking all of our civil liberties, our United States Constitution, and all of our personal property, throwing it in a trash can and burning it and saying, hey, do you like the warmth coming off of that fire? This guy is an absolute horrible, horrible development in this country, and I hope everybody outside of New York will look and see what's happening there and be like, no, I don't want that in my city.
I want to play quickly. This is a soundbite from one of the Mamdani supporters who showed up in New York, sort of listing out the expectations that the Mamdani crowd has for the new mayor.
So Mamdani, I can't even say his stupid name. Mamdani is basically letting people know through his words that everything's going to be okay. He's basically putting a picture of a beautiful rose on top of a pile of shit of ideas that he is going to follow through with because you guys elected him. But little do a lot of these people know, they got caught up in the free buses, free this, free that. When not everything's going to come for free. He's going to have to figure out how to get this money, thinking it's going to be through government funds, which President Trump's already said, I'm not giving you anything. But we'll see what's going to happen, because we can't just neglect the people of New York, even though they did a really stupid decision in allowing Mamdani to basically be the mayor for New York City. This could be the biggest mistake New York City has ever made in history, and we're living through it right now.
Zahran, ahdan wa wa'dan means in Arabic, keep your promise. You promise us, keep those promises. Number one, immigrant. No ICE in New York City. We all immigrant in this country. This country was built by immigrants. Second, lower.
ICE does not go after immigrants in this country. They go after illegal immigrants. They go after immigrants that have overstayed their visas and choose not to renew them for whatever reason, or can't renew them because they aren't allowed to. So they have to go back to their home country. This is why ICE is there. So this lady saying, oh, we don't need ICE. No, New York is still part of the United States of America. We're not part of some other country that maybe your roots of wherever your family came from. And that's not what we do here in America. This is why it was a horrible idea allowing people to quickly, open the border. It was the stupidest thing you can do in any country.
The rent, keep New York City safe for all people from all religion and background. Third, free Palestine. You promise us if Netanyahu, war criminal who committed genocide in Gaza, ever visit New York City, to be arrested.
All right, so we got the genocide lie there. 3 bullet points from that woman, one of which was abolish ICE, basically. The other of which was free Palestine, Netanyahu in handcuffs. John, this is what his base is demanding. Do like ordinary New Yorkers know what they've gotten here?
I mean, it's insane. I mean, people from New York want basic services from their local government. And he actually ran on all these promises about buses and remember the stupid grocery thing? Like, he ran on local problems, and now he's talking about global changes, and people are expecting all of these international changes. And the two things just do not meet. Yeah, go ahead.
There's also an issue here where a lot of this country feels like we are pushing against a system that has worked very well for a lot of people. Rule of law, private property. They look at what's happening, with this story of the Somali fraud in Minnesota, and they're worried that the country is going to fall apart. And when you see what Mamdani is doing and saying, let's take all of these bad ideas that have already put the country to a breaking point and let's make them even bigger. And this woman saying what we need is more mass, uncontrolled migration from countries with no attempt at assimilation. This is the type of thing that is concerning a lot of Americans, and he's embracing it.
It's insanity, and it's coming at the same time as we're seeing what's happening with the Somali population in Minnesota and other parts of the country where there's just rampant fraud. This unfettered migration is a huge problem.
And it's unfortunate. It sucks. This isn't to target Somalians or any specific racial group. The intentions of being in the United States of America is to be loyal to the United States of America. If you're coming as a tourist, you're coming to visit this great country, appreciate what we have here and what you can do here and the sightseeing, the foods, and being able to participate in things that we do in, for tradition. If you decide to become an American citizen here in this country, you should be basically inheriting this country to the fullest extent. And that doesn't mean that just because you left your home country that you despise your home country, you hate your country, you hate the roots and where you came from. No, that doesn't mean that. It just means you chose to live in a different environment on this planet where it's more suitable for you and your family. So why change it or try to bring your own traditions from your home country into the United States when we already have something here that we can call our own? And that's the point we have to try to make, these, immigrants understand. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Until next time, peace out, everybody. This one for Charlie.